Church. You guys actually just did a worship album for the first time in the band's career. Tell me about that, man.
Actually, we just put out the worship album. It's been about 3.5 weeks now, and it's really exciting for us because we've been wanting to do a worship album for so long, and we just never really had the right opportunity. And so when our label brought it to our attention that, hey, they wanted our next record to be a worship album, we were really ecstatic. We really worked hard on it, and it's just a record that we're proud of, and it's really cool to travel all across the world and sing praise and worship. And so, yeah, man, we love the record. It's doing well.
And tell me about, picking songs for your band to lead people in worship with, because there's so many. First of all, there's so many worship songs out there. There's so many good ones. How do you scale that down to 12, or how did you pick the songs that you thought were going to mean the most to people?
Well, some of the songs are originals on the album, so we wrote the originals, and obviously that was a tough process because it's on there with songs like "I Can Only Imagine" and "How Great Is Our God" and "Mighty to Save," and we're like, oh no, our own songs are going to be up there with these, but to pick the songs that were written, Chris Tomlin and Hillsong and those things, we all just picked our favorite songs and brought them together, and then we picked the 9 favorites that we all could agree on that, and then we wrote the other originals. So I don't know if that answered your question. I talked in circles and I was kind of stuttering. That's how I roll, kid.
I just got called kid. You guys have been very clear about the fact that this band is ministry first, Jesus first, music second. Tell me about, just some of what the changes in people's lives you've seen throughout the season of music and what's going on. Whoever wants to tell me about that. Everybody's pointing to the person to their left.
I'll take it, man.
He'll tell you right now.
We are ministry first and music second, and the payoff from that is seeing people's lives changed, and that's what this band has been about. For 7.5 years I've been in it, for 12 or 13 years that the band has been around, and people's lives are changed every night. People come up to us, they're crying, they're hugging us, and they don't even have to tell us what's going on in their lives or what they've come out of, but you can tell that something happened in their lives, and for us that's way more interesting, and that's way more rewarding than anything that music could ever do for you.
And you guys are coming back in September. I'm so excited about this because this is personally something that I care about a lot. You're going to be part of the annual Ken Dignan concert to raise awareness and get help for suicide prevention and depression. I know that's something that your band has just really been able to help a lot of people with as you've shared your faith. You guys are coming. You played the first one ever, I believe, 6 or 7 years ago.
The school.
And in a school. It was in a school.
I
it has grown since then, so you guys are kind of getting to come back to what you've started there. When you speak to people that are dealing with things like that, what do you say to them, or how do you relate your own stories to that?
I've thought about suicide when I was 12 years old. I felt like there was no hope at all for my life, and you guys have heard my story before, and those that haven't, I used to be a drug addict with no hope in life, and it wasn't until I tried to commit suicide that I ended up in the back of an ambulance and gave my life to Christ. I would tell the listeners right now that life is not hopeless, and you don't have to live life broken and empty, and that there's a God that loves you, man, and he can change your life, man. He can make you brand new. I had a $400 a day plus cocaine addiction, and if God could change my life, he can change yours. Just want to encourage you, man, you're not worthless. You're not a throwaway. You're not trash. You're a king's kid. You're the head and not the tail, above and not beneath. You're part of a royal family, and man, just keep your head up. Your life is worth living.
Hey, again, I do want to just plug this the show coming up in September with the Ken Dignan Memorial Concert. This is something that in my own life I have made a huge effort to make sure I never miss this.